of Pet Shop Bowl, and also Lexi Tamazan, who's also founder of Pet Shop Bowl. You got songs you can't stand? Gangnam?
I would have to go with Gangnam Style.
Yeah.
And I'm haunted by Mr. Blobby's Christmas number one.
A lot of people are, sadly.
Yeah.
Anyway, away from music, in these tough economic times, it's always great to spot new businesses opening and filling empty shop units around Coventry and Warwickshire. It's even better when the businesses succeed. That's exactly what's happened to the business Pet Shop Bowl. And the founders, as you heard, are with us, Adam and Lexi. What is Pet Shop Bowl?
So, yes, PetShopBowl is a nationwide home delivery pet supplies company. So we basically, the initial idea is to save people money on their pet supplies and also save them by carrying their heavy, bulky pet food by delivering it straight from our Coventry and Warwickshire-based warehouse, but we deliver throughout the country. Throughout the UK, yes. Yeah.
How do you manage that then? Do you get other people to do it for you?
Exactly right, yeah. I initially thought maybe we could use a man and a van, but very quickly with fuel prices and so on, it became obvious that we basically outsource it to courier firms.
Does it mean then that people need to buy their pets' food in bulk?
No, we offer you could buy a single can, for example. However, 90% of our orders would be, I'd say, on a month's supply of pet food. So we sell 15 kilogram dry dog food sacks, such as anything from supermarket brands Baker's or Arden Grange, or also cans of Pedigree, Chum and Butcher's.
Lexi, what gave you the idea to set the business up?
It was probably... it was a personal experience. It was actually Adam's family. They have...
We should probably say that we were a couple. We are a couple, so we visit together.
Hang on a minute, I think it's just separated. No, you are a couple. You are.
Yes, so we were dating
partners
at the time and both unemployed. And then I'll hand over to Lexi to...
It's funny because we just visited Adam's parents, and the idea originated from... Adam's mum. She was struggling to carry all her pet supplies because she suffers from arthritis. Yeah. She has 6 cats at the moment and 2 dogs, and she's had them for about 8. The cats are about 19 years old.
Yeah. So a lot of pet food.
There's a lot of pet food, and she's now 65, and half her hands are now half robotic, and she's had several surgeries to try and correct the arthritis in her joints. And so whenever I was at home, I was designated dash to the supermarket and carry dog food home.
How many clients now have you got across the UK?
So we have in the region of 15,000.
15,000?
That was just in last year, yeah. So we've grown. We've been going for 2 years, but we've just, been very sort of fortunate to have such an amazing growth. We've just moved into a 7,000 square foot warehouse in Warwickshire and now employing 6 people.
Wow.
So it's been
this from 2 years ago, from both being unemployed to suddenly employing how many people?
It's 6 people. We're looking to employ another 2 in the next 3 months. So.
And that's just dispatching pet food?
Yes, yeah.
So presumably the pet food manufacturers come to you.
Yeah.
They deposit it in your warehouse, and then with your clients, you send it off.
Exactly right.
Points north, south, east, west.
Exactly right. Yeah.
How did you manage for funding when you first started?
Yeah. So I was just going to say that it's all very exciting now. Definitely the first year was very tough and quite bleak at times. In terms of funding, we were very fortunate, and I'd recommend anybody else who's looking at setting up a business looking at all the possible resources available for startups or small businesses. And we came across the Prince's Trust Business Programme, which both Lexi and myself attended for Pet Shop Bowl. And it was really just very helpful in terms of just I guess it's more. It's very practical learning, but it's just helping to, I guess, tackle this.
How much money did you get from the Prince's Trust?
We got a £5,000 loan.
And what did that help with?
It helped with, I guess, the initial startup costs. We did set this up on a very, very tight budget. So we were both living in a studio apartment, initially storing the food in our flat.
In the wardrobe.
Exactly right. Came up with lots of creative ways of saving money. So, I mean, £5,000 if you're going to set any business, doesn't really get you too far, but
it helps.
It helps. It's a start, exactly right.
If somebody had said to you, Lexi, 2 years ago, you'd be running a business out of a warehouse now in Warwickshire with 15,000 clients and employing 6-8 people, what would you have said?
Probably, I was sort of hoping that might be true. Coventry, Warwickshire, not so sure about, because I wasn't familiar with the area at all before we.
Where are you from originally?
I'm Romanian.
You're Romanian. Yeah.
And then I studied in London, and I graduated. Couldn't get a job. Graduated in 2009. Couldn't really get a job. It was really tough. And then met Adam, who said, "Let's move to Warwick and start up a business."
And you haven't looked back since.
No.
And you've got, presumably you're online, which is how people know about you. You don't need a shop front anymore.
No, it's interesting. It was in terms of identifying the business, was looking at e-commerce as an opportunity, and applying it to an industry like pet supplies or pet shops, which have been quite dated. They haven't quite moved up with utilising the e-commerce benefits. And so really, if you think about pet food, it's something you have to buy every week, every month. It's very heavy. It's a commodity product almost, and the price. If you can save, £1 per can, but you're buying 60 cans a month, then it does make a difference. So pet food lent itself very well to being online. That being said, we do also take, because the business was, tailored for my mother, let's say. So we tailor for those non-internet savvy people. So we also take a lot of orders over the telephone as well.
How many pet owners are there in the UK? I bet you know.
I know some interesting stats.
I bet you do.
So something on the lines of 40% of UK households have a pet. I believe there's 9 million dogs and 9 million cats in the UK. I think Labradors are the number one dog breed, and fish is, I think, the biggest pet ownership. But obviously, you get a lot of fish in a tank.
And what's it like running a business together as a partnership? A
lot of people ask this question. I may strategically.
You're not married?
No, we're not.
No. Sorry, I don't want to hasten you down the aisle prematurely, but you are together, obviously.
Yes.
So how does that work? I'm going to ask Lexi.
Do ask Lexi. Yes.
No, it works really well. I think we each have our sort of area of expertise, and we trust each other. So if Adam says, right, we're going to put our money into this, I trust him
to do that.
Whereas if I say, right, I'm going to answer the phone and speak to this customer, he trusts me to do that.
Yeah.
So I think that works well with us. We're very different, and we complement each other.
Well, it's brilliant. A business, I suspect, that will go from strength to strength, given the fact that 40% of households, as I of luck.
Oh, thank you very much.
Go on. Tell us how that people can find you.
Sure. Well, if you have any pets and you need your pet supplies, then you can either go to www.PetShopBowl.co.uk, or alternatively just give us a call. The number's on the website as well.
All right. Well, good luck with it. Going from strength to strength. You just scratched the surface, haven't you?
Yes.
15,000.
We're hoping for
a few more million to come. Good luck with it.
Thank you ever so much.
No, not at all. Thank you.